It's May, it is garage sale season, and I'm gonna take you guys along as I declutter my home and get ready for garage sale season and throw in a bunch of tips along the way. Hey guys, my name is Sarah here from Work Life Glue, where my husband and I post videos all about balancing work and life as two full-time working parents. We like to organize, we like to declutter, we like to maximize our time and really soak up every inch of family time that we can while also making ourselves more sane in the process and getting all those things done. So if you like that kind of video, make sure you subscribe. We'd love to have you here. I also do some daycare related content as I am a childcare provider in my home. Now, let's jump in. I am going to be doing a garage sale with a friend next week, and I am about to get ready. We don't have a lot of stuff because I declutter on a regular basis. I've been trying to be more minimalistic, but you know, over time, as the seasons change, kids grow up, you know, you need less than you realize. And so I'm gonna go through my house, get rid of a bunch, take you guys along, and I wanna share a bunch of tips along the way. Now, I did a garage sale 2 years ago with my husband. We spent a whole week of time when we were off getting ready, preparing for the weekend, and we made like only $200. We spent so much time and effort on it. I vowed I would never do it again, but when a friend asked me a few weeks ago if I would join her, I said fine, because I'm not doing it at my house. It's only one day, and so I'm gonna share some tips that I am going to be using this time around so I don't spend that much time. So let's get started. I'm just gonna start going around my house, finding the things. I have some stashed already, but I want to go through, get rid of anything I can. Really, it's not about the money to me, it's about getting stuff out, but if I can make a little bit of money at the same time, why not? So it's been almost 3 years since I last did a garage sale, and back then I vowed I would never ever do it again, but here I am doing it again, and I wanted to share with you the tips that I have this time around, why I'm even doing it again, why it's so much easier this time, and how you can make it a lot easier on yourself. The very first tip is to team up with somebody. Now this is so good on so many levels. First of all, more people are going to come to your sale if it's advertised as a multi-person sale. If they drive by and they see more stuff, they're more likely to stop. And it can help you to have a variety of stuff. So maybe you are teaming up with somebody with older kids. You can bring the baby items, so you're getting some baby item traffic, and then they're getting the older kid traffic or adult stuff traffic, and it's allowing more people to pass through your sale, which is really great. And it means less work and more people to pitch in for both items and time. So you need things like tables and sawhorses and stuff like that, canopies maybe. And you also need people to actually man the garage sale. So the more people you have, the better, for so many reasons. So I'd highly recommend you team up with somebody. Like I just mentioned, you're going to need a lot of things to actually display your stuff. This is not something we really thought about when we did our first garage sale, and we had to figure out like at the last minute. But this time around, we have some folding tables. We have some family members to lend us some tables and sawhorses and boards. Plus we have the family that we're teaming up with that really helps. So I'm teaming up with a friend who just casually asked me, do you want to join in? And I was like, sure, since I don't have to do it at my house and it's just a one-day thing, why not? If your area has a citywide garage sale or like a neighborhood-wide garage sale, do your sale on that day. I kicked myself so hard 3 years ago for not doing it that day, but I just, you know, had to line up with my husband and when he could get time off, which didn't line up with when the citywide was. Now, this time around, we're doing it during the citywide. This is great because you're going to get people driving by just because they're in the city looking for sales. So even if you don't advertise, there are going to be people coming through, and you're just going to get a lot more traffic. And it's best to do it the first day of the sale you can, because that's when more people are going to be out and about, or the last day, and then you could just price it all half price or even lower, and more people are going to stop in to take advantage of those last minute deals. Yes, this is what a Minnesota garage looks like after a winter. An incredibly long winter. I would personally recommend just doing your sale for 1 to 2 days. We did our sale for I think 3 days, Friday through Sunday, and it was exhausting. And really we made the most money the first couple hours of the sale because we did advertise. And after that, it was just a waste of time. You really gotta make the most of your time and your money. So if you're not making money the last day, it's not worth sitting there for 8 to 10 hours to wait for people to make no money. You wouldn't go to a job and make no money. You also shouldn't just sit there and waiting for people and make no money. When thinking about doing garage sale, you really need to think about, am I trying to make a lot of money, or am I trying to just get rid of my stuff, take a day out of my life, see if I can make some money, and then just be done with it? So once you've gathered all your items and you're ready to price, you're going to want a few things on hand. Obviously some stickers. If you're doing it with a group and you can choose different colors, great. Otherwise just initial them so that you know whose is whose to make tracking your money the easiest. And then make sure you have some bags and maybe some safety pins on hand, especially if you're doing like kids clothing. If they come in a set, you could just bag them or safety pin them. For kids' shoes, I like to put them in bags so that they're not getting all lost and jumbled together, and you can even write the size on there to make it really easy. And then as for what to price, my biggest pet peeve when I am garage saling, rummage saling, thrift shopping is things are priced way too high, especially at garage sales. I see people with full garages full of stuff and nobody's buying it because it's priced too high. So if you're really trying to just get rid of stuff and make a little bit of money, price it lower than you think. I will link to a really good price list below, but my biggest thing is after our garage sale where we made hardly any money, I got to deduct a few $1,000s on my taxes. That's right, a few thousand, because I went through on the Goodwill site and saw how much I could deduct everything for, and it was way higher than I could have ever sold it for. But for most things, lower is better. You get rid of it and you actually make some money versus people seeing it, wanting it, but it's too much money, being afraid to haggle, and then making zero. Zero is not as good as something. If you're really looking to make a lot of money, in most cases it would be better to list those higher price items on Craigslist, on Facebook Marketplace. If you have a lot of them, you may do a sale and then just advertise in those places. But if you have 1 or 2 big ticket items that you really want to get rid of, you're way better off just listing those than having a garage sale. And if you're really trying to make a lot of money from your clothing and stuff like that, most people, when they're going to garage sale, aren't going to pay a lot. That's why they're going to the garage sale. They are expecting really low prices on things. So you're better off either taking the tax deduction for those things and just donating them, which is almost always higher than what you could actually sell it for, or bring it to a consignment shop or try to sell it yourself. That's worth way more time and money and effort than trying to hold a garage sale when it's probably not even going to sell. Another tip is to have a plan for after the sale. I have never known anybody to sell everything at a garage sale. If you do, that's amazing. But there's going to be leftover items and you need to decide ahead of time what you're going to do with those. Are you going to donate them? Are you going to try to sell them on your own? Please don't put them back in your house because the whole point of it is to get rid of stuff. Are you going to give it to a family member? What are you going to do with the leftover stuff? Because the last thing you want after sitting there for a day or 2 or 3, exhausted with a little bit more cash in your pocket, the last thing you want to do is spend all this extra work finding people to buy the rest of the stuff. Have a plan for it. Get it listed that last day if it's something you want to list. And if you're gonna just donate it, pack it up, get it in your car, drive it to the donation center either that night or the next day, and be done with it. You don't want this lingering out for weeks and weeks. And my last tip is, if you have some food items, it never hurts, especially for a citywide sale. Look at your area and know the rules and stuff. But if you bake some bars or something and you want your kids to sell them, or lemonade stand or bottled water, pop, stuff like that, people really will buy it if they're garage selling all day and it's a good price. So it never hurts to just make a little extra money on that stuff. And it's something that you don't usually think about. So I totally spaced actually filming the garage sale because it was freezing cold when we were doing it and it was very, very busy. So sorry about the lack of footage in that, but I made about 60 bucks, which isn't a ton, but I really did not have a lot there anyway. And so it was really easy. I had like 2 bins left to donate at the end. But the family I was doing this with made like $400 because they started planning a lot sooner than I did, a lot earlier, and had a lot more nicer stuff to sell than I did. But all in all, it was a really great sale, totally worth our time. And it was really wonderful to get rid of stuff and make a little bit of money on the side. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you're gonna do a garage sale, and I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.